welcome back to my channel. So this angle might be kind of atrocious, but I'm currently in the car, and so we're starting this video. I am going to Chicago to get my biometrics done. This is a part of the visa process to go to the UK. This could apply for St. Andrews, it could apply for anywhere in the UK, so I figured I'd bring you guys along with, because I feel like it's pretty vague. So not only will I bring you not only will I bring you into the center, hopefully, or at least like on the way, I also am going to let you know like what documents they end up needing. In my bag with me, I have passport, I have CAS number printed out, I also have my accommodation printed out, I have the letter proving that I go to the school, and then I have like the documents from the UK government, like that says I did my visa application. So hopefully that ends up being enough. I am now going to drive, and then I have to get on a train in a little bit. So that's the update. Welcome to the video. I really appreciate if you clicked, and let's go get my visa and be allowed into the country. All right, let's go. Okay, we're in the elevator of the Chicago office. Really quick vlog. I just got all my stuff done. I will do a bigger update later, but things are pretty good. All right, ready to go. The doors are open. Hello everyone! I'm not going to be looking at you guys, and I'm very sorry, but I'm driving home, as you can see, and so I wanted to hop on while we're here and while I just got back from the appointment to tell you guys exactly what you need and exactly what goes on in the appointment, because I know that oftentimes it can be very vague, especially on the website. I know there are a lot of vague terms, but as someone who literally just did it, I'm going to give you the lowdown so you know what to expect. And I assume this applies for anyone applying for a UK visa, but I also did my specific service through a brand called VFS Global, and so this also specifically applies to if you have an appointment with them. I know they were like one of the few providers that the UK government website actually mentioned by name, so I think there's a pretty good chance that a lot of you will end up using or have used their services, etc. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So what do you actually need to bring? This is something that I struggled with a lot because it just said documents, which is very vague, and they just kept being like, bring your documents to the appointment. What are the documents? So, first and foremost, the stuff you need to bring. You need to have your passport. Once you make your appointment on VFS Global, again, this I'm sure is VFS specific, but I assume maybe other appointments will have similar things, you have to print out a letter that confirms that you made your appointment. It's basically like saying that you made this appointment, whatever. You'll get it in like it'll say like appointment details, and there's a little drop down, and then you can download it from there. Make sure to print that out. And then one other thing you will get from the VFS Global website is a shipping like label, because they obviously have to send like your passport and your documents back to you. So print that out as well. It should also be in the drop down menu, like around the details, like it'll say like appointment details or something like that. And so print that out. That's the other thing you need. And then the next thing you need is on the UK website, it'll say like document checklist, and it's just like a document that you download after you've finished your application. There's like a pop-up menu of like what's next, I believe, and one of those things is a document checklist. Just print that whole thing out. You have to bring it in. Don't sign any of the things on it. Bring it in, and they will like sign it. They'll have you sign it as your thing. Like, I think they have to look at you signing it, so don't do anything to it, just print it out. But you should be able to find it on the like gov.uk, whatever, basically the portal for your visa application. Once you log in with your account, you'll be able to find that document. It'll say something like documents checklist, etc. It's about 5 pages if memory serves correctly, but I don't always have the best memory, so make sure to print that out as well. And that is all the documents you need. So those are what you need. There were, like, I heard from different people that you need different things. Some people said you need to bring your CAS number, you need to bring a letter of proof saying that you go to the university. I didn't need any of those at my appointment. However, I did print and bring them, so I don't think it's a problem to be over-prepared, and if it gives you better peace of mind, just print those things out as well. But at least in my appointment, which I had just now in, God, what month is it? July of 2024, I didn't need them. So I think it'll be okay if you don't print out any of those extra stuff, like any of that extra stuff, especially because those are things you can just find online if really needed, especially like your CAS and stuff like that. But again, it doesn't hurt to be over-prepared, so go for it. So now let's talk about the actual signing up for an appointment and what goes on during the appointment. Also, I'm sure this is terribly distracting, me just like not looking at you guys while I'm yapping, but I am getting the information across, so I hope this works, and let me know if we're not a fan of the driving stuff. But again, I just wanted to kind of explain what happened as soon as I could, just so I get all the things right, because like I said, I have kind of a bad memory, and also this way, hopefully it'll help some other people. I also have things to do once I finally get home after a day of traveling, so that's why we're doing the debrief in the car. Hope it's okay. So when you, let's talk about making the appointment and then what actually goes on in the appointment. So when you finish your visa application, like the online bit that you do through gov.uk, there will be, like I said, a recommendation for like where to get your biometrics done. Again, I did mine through VFS Global, so this is how I signed up for mine. So you basically pick a location and an appointment. To do this and to make an appointment, you will need a UK reference number, which you get once you complete your visa form online through the UK government. So that's that gov.uk thing I've been talking about. Once you finish that form and submit it, they'll give a number to you. It's like a sequence of letters and numbers. It usually starts with GW, and you should be able to find it in once you finish your visa online application, in the portal for it where you sign in, it'll say your application, and then if you click on that document and download it, you should be able to find that GW number. I had a little bit of trouble finding it, so that's where I ended up finding mine. There may be a different spot to find it, but whatever. And then you use that to make your appointment, you select the time slot, etc. And if you have to travel to that place, like I did, then you have to make your travel arrangements, but that's obviously something you'll have to do. And then when you're there, obviously, hopefully show up punctually, but I showed up maybe 3 minutes late, which wasn't my fault because the train didn't get into the station for a sec, because apparently there was cross traffic. I don't know, I should have expected that. It's Chicago, but I was freaking out, and the lady at the desk was like, girl, you're literally 3 minutes late, it's just fine. So if you're a little late, don't worry about it, but obviously try to be punctual. Again, I was at the Chicago office. This may be different other places. So you get in, you go to the waiting room. In the Chicago office, they had a separate room for Great Britain. It was kind of funny. They had little British flags everywhere and a little Paddington poster. It was actually quite adorable. And so I waited in there for a little bit. I didn't have my application letter printed, and I didn't have my shipping label printed, because again, on the website it just says all this vague stuff about documents without any specifics, so I didn't know. And of course this then made it a lot harder for the people around me, which I feel terrible about. But one of the ladies was really nice. She printed it off for me and She said she'd been experiencing that all day though, so I'd assume I'm not the only one that's happened to if it was everyone she saw all day. So again, refer to all the document specifics I told you at the beginning of this clip. Anyway, so then in my case, I had to email her those like 2 documents, the shipping label and the application confirmation letter. And then once I did that, it was all good. She printed them off, brought me in a room, and basically in the room, she took my passport, opened it, and then just asked me a few questions like my name, birthday, etc. Not too much small talk. She was kind of just typing into a computer the whole time. And then once she finished with that, I had to go like put my fingers on I think it was like probably like a blue light scanner or something, I don't know. Anyway, you do that with both hands and then you do it with thumbs, all good. That's like the biometrics part where they're again confirming you're real and just like getting your info down. Not hard at all. And then she asked me a few more questions, like basically repeats just about my passport and who I was. Again, not a big deal because I obviously know those things about myself. Might not happen in every case. That's what happened in mine. And then once you finish that, she had me sit for a picture, not smiling picture, but they will be taking your picture if you care about something like that. And basically, I assume it's just for their records to have a somewhat up-to-date picture of who I am and what I look like. And so yeah, you do that, you sit on a stool, take the picture, and then after that, you're pretty much done. The lady will take your passport. I was a little confused about that, and I think she was kind of annoyed by that question, but I just didn't really know. So they do take your passport, but then they will be like mailing it back to you, and they also take those documents you had to print out for them. They stick them in your passport. I assume that's part of like the documentation process, and so you just know that you will be like parting with your passport and those documents. Obviously, the documents aren't a big deal, but do be aware that they will be taking your passport and you'll get it back. But I don't know about you guys, but I've had it drilled into my head from years of international travel. Not years, I'm being a little dramatic. From my trip to Spain, basically, I went on a school trip, and the teachers, all they would say is, don't lose your passport. So when she like didn't give back, I was like, oh, my passport. And she was like, no, that's normal. So it is normal. They will mail your passport back to you. Anyway, tangent over. And then that's basically it. You just walk out. It's pretty fast and nothing to worry about at all. I just know that it's very like not clear what actually goes on. So I hope the summary helped you guys. And I'm sorry this has been such a probably like janky clip because you're just like looking at my head as I'm driving and I'm not looking at you guys because road safety matters. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. This was just kind of like a spur of the moment vlog, but again, I wanted to kind of try to lift some of the mystery around like what you actually need to do at this biometrics appointment because I found no clear answers online. I'm not sure how many people will be going on YouTube for answers, but if you do, I'm here. Let me know if you have any questions about this, and I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye! Still not looking at you because I'm driving. Bye.